Greetings. It's November 28, 2025, and we have an overview of the combat events on the Eastern Front. Honestly, I thought that after my vacation I would be talking only about tragic moments. But it's up to you to decide how tragic it is, and for those who feel the need to wrap themselves in a white sheet and quietly head toward the cemetery without causing a fuss, watch this video. Let's go. Chasiv district. The enemy has advanced about 2 kilometers between Maisky and Markovo. There are no changes in Chasiv itself, but around Konstantynivka the enemy is, you could say, swarming. For more than a month now, the deep state map has been showing inaccurate information. If the enemy is already firmly establishing themselves in the depot and there are firefights near the railway station, and these are not sabotage and reconnaissance groups or some stragglers, but full-fledged units being sent there and creating new footholds, then we can really say that the defense of Konstantynivka is over and the battle for Konstantynivka has begun. The Klebenbyk area. I thought we wouldn't be able to hold the small sections near the reservoir. But thanks to the artillery and drone pilots of various modifications, the enemy couldn't advance any further. But they did manage to advance a bit along the road from Yablunivka towards the highway to Konstantynivka. The occupiers desperately need this highway to storm Konstantynivka, because it's their logistics route for supplying ammunition and personnel. So every day, the enemy sends groups of 2 or 3 people into the fog in the Rusin Yar area, where they gather and try to expand the flank. But this is the area of responsibility of the 93rd Brigade, and believe me, we eliminate the enemy in large numbers. We destroy about 20 enemy personnel every day. So, to those Russians who are still hiding there in the trenches, crawl towards the cemetery. That's your fate. Dobropilskyi direction, the enemy is moving through tree lines near Shakov. The city itself is under our control, but the enemy is moving along the flanks. There is a slight advance near Sofiyivka. The pace of the occupiers' attacks in these areas is not decreasing. Pokrovsk direction. First of all, the Russians still haven't managed to enter Rodinske and Mirnohrad. At most, all the fighting took place in the suburbs where the first houses are. Occasionally, fighting erupts there, resulting in the enemy's complete elimination. In Pokrovsk, the fog of war persists, with only statements from the Ministry of Defense available. And while I was on leave, I noticed that everyone, without exception, is confidently waiting for the war to end on January 15th, 2026. And not just private individuals, but entire charitable foundations have slowed down their aid as well. Let's see what happens after January 15th.
People, are you serious?
I understand that everyone is tired and everyone hopes for a quick peace. I do too. We must view reality sensibly. While everyone waits for peace, the front is not on pause. And every day our brothers in arms are dying, and every day there are requests from the units, not for food, but to destroy the enemy and save themselves. Your life. You know who creates these pauses and why? Write in the comments who is just waiting for peace and who understands that waiting for peace is pointless. And how do you manage to hold on for almost the 4th year already? Support Ukraine's armed forces, and we continue to defend our country, and we will definitely win, because we are invincible. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the armed forces, glory to the volunteers, and Putin is a jerk.